when we started working on Wanderlust, it was supposed to be a collection of stories about the various reasons why people travel. And we wanted to make it a documentary and very journalistic like. So we started looking for sources because we wanted to base the stories only on the experience we had personally and on the experience of the people we talked with personally. So to make it very first-hand. And we decided to use those true stories to build a fictional larger stories for the player to enjoy and explore. And it soon became apparent that we cannot, within the budget and the time we have, that we cannot make a story with a very varied perspective. It became more of a story about the reasons why European travel. So it became a game and a collection of stories about the tourism and the tourist industry and all aspects of being a tourist. And also a story about privilege, mostly economical privilege. And I think we managed to reach the goal we set for ourselves. We have there are four big stories in the game. One is a very personal story about traveling within yourselves while traveling across Europe. So it's a very European story about exploring oneself while traveling. We have one story that's focused on climate change, and it's set in the Antarctic. We have a story about orientalization and about how Europeans go to Thailand to find themselves. And I think the protagonist of the story is the most annoying of all the protagonists we have. There's a plenty room to explore what happens there, to really learn about the area. But on the other hand, the player have a choice just to skim the surface and just focus on the standard tourist attractions and in fact not learn very much. And our last story, I think the most emotionally important for me, is a story about the travel through Africa, from west to east, and it's a story about mixed identities, various identities, about family, about love, about what a nation is, about post-colonialism, and it's based on experiences of people who traveled through Africa, but also it's the story that's based the most on various journalistic pieces and documentaries that we explored, and so there is a lot of local points of view presented in the story. And all in all, I think Wanderlust turned out to be more of a book than a game, more of a story than a game, because the gamey elements they are very subtle. They sat in the background, and they are not there for the player to even notice. They're just there's just enough of them to allow you to shape the experience. This is a story about making your own personal journey. So it's quite a long game for a text game. I think it's about 10, maybe 12 hours to complete. And every story is very personal, even if you visit the same places. And I think it's a story to be played once. And our main goal was to incite curiosity within the player, maybe to inspire them to open their eyes and to see the world as it is, maybe to confront what they know about the world with how the protagonists of the game see the world, maybe to travel themselves. And from the pandemic perspective, I'm not really sure how Wanderlust works now, because at least for me, the idea that there once was a world without masks and personal distancing, and a world when you could just, travel, leave your apartment, it seems pretty obscene for me right now.